Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025. This is your update for Halloween. All right, let's go. Well, speaking of Halloween, down in the orange here, we have potential setups. We're going to keep these two in here. I pulled the flux because it dropped a little too far today. That was an honorable mention. Slight down day in the portfolio, but not too bad, all things considered. Was good to see gold come back in here. So let's not get too excited just yet, but maybe we dodged a bullet there. But let's see. One day at a time, right? GV still looks like it has potential. We tried to say so. Go ahead and continue to look at that one. This one caught my eye, my scans, and then I realized, hey, we're already going after that one. So that's usually a good sign. There's a few golds in here. I don't see any reason to go after golds again for now, at least. Maybe we'll go after some if they continue to follow through. All right, let's take a look at the portfolio and then pop out to the overall market. ABCL selling off fairly hard. It's just consolidating in here. I wouldn't get too excited, but obviously honor your stops just in case. You really like to see it break out this consolidation and not look back. But so far, just kind of drifting lower. ATI also a little bit of a drift. Longer term, still in an uptrend, still looks okay. Obviously honor your stops just in case. Hive coming in a little. It's still worth a second entry, but make sure it gets above at least this pivot point here, or ideally this pivot point here now. KG, that's if you missed the original trade. I used discretion on that one, just FYI. I talked about it in today's weekly charts, which is being processed as we speak. It should be up late tonight or early tomorrow morning. KGC, a little bit of a bounce there. Like I said a second ago, let's not start kissing each other just yet, but maybe we dodged a bullet to stop us down here, obviously, in this KGC. So far, so good. Let's just see what happens. See if we can close that gap and go on to make some new highs. KYTX coming back in a bit on your stops just in case on now and on your stop. NUAI up a little bit after trading on both sides of the market. So good to see this hanging around these higher levels. So let's see if it can consolidate and that becomes a new value zone, so to speak. TFPM up a little. Obviously on your stop on that one just in case. That's also a gold, obviously. Let's take a look at the overall market and then we'll drill down a little. S&P 500 getting whacked a bit, but actually it looks pretty good longer term. So far it's just pulling back, which is actually healthy for the market. As I preach, healthy for the market, painful for us when we're heavily long. NASDAQ down 1.5%, getting hit a little harder, but still, nice little breakout remains intact. So far just pulling back. These indices could actually pull back quite a bit, or at least the P's and the NASDAQ could not be in trouble. Rusty stuck in the shorter term range, not too far away from all-time highs, so we'll get the benefit of the doubt for now. Metals and mining probe down below the recent lows in here. It still looks like it has potential longer term, but make sure, of course, you wait for entry should you go after anything there. Lithium actually banged out some new highs today, so rare earths are kind of interesting. Some areas get hit especially hard, like healthcare, after just hitting these multi-month highs. Software has been a little questionable as of late. You can see it's a little sideways in here. Communications got whacked fairly hard. They've been stalling shy, as I've been saying, of their prior high. So there are some areas to keep an eye on that are a little bit concerning. Retail be another one of those beginning to break down, so that's kind of ugly. And you hate to use the word hope, but hopefully some other areas will pick up the torch and make some new highs. Semiconductors just selling off a tad in here. That breakout there looks very impressive. So far, so good with the semiconductors. Take a look at gold, the commodity, getting back to the metals. Nice little bounce there. So far, surviving this pullback. As I've been saying, that's a bit of an inflection point. This is especially true in the gold stocks because this is a fairly deep pullback. If we take that out, it could get fairly ugly. But nice little day there. I just like to see us close this gap and go on and make some new highs while we're wishing for stuff, right? Broker dealer off its best levels, but did manage to close up somehow today. Still stuck in the sideways range, so avoid that area for now. That's obviously in the financials. Financials actually ended up a little bit, but they've been looking toppy, as I would say, quite a bit as of late. So that's pretty much it for the market. Not the end of the world, obviously. A little bit of a sell-off, but I wouldn't get too excited just yet. Yeah, there's some weak sectors out there, but there's also some stronger areas too. So for the most part, again, things still look pretty good. I think that's it for tonight. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Thank you so much.